Welcome to the iPlay Playday training video. So what we have here is one full 78-foot court. We have half of it broken down into three 36-foot courts. The caution tape that you see stretched between is serving as the net for the three 36-foot courts. So we have one court right here on the end, one in the middle, and right here next to the net we have our third 36-foot court. So this will allow 3 kids on each side of the caution tape net playing singles against 3 kids from an opposing team on the other side of the caution tape net. So if we look over here to the other half of the court, this also on the event date will be split up in the same manner so that 2 opposing teams can be playing at the same time. So this will accommodate 4 teams and a total of 12 kids playing at the same time. So here we see it in action. We have players on each of the 3 courts from the opposing teams playing each other, and they're just going to be keeping score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until the 2-minute time limit runs out. And as a court monitor, you will be keeping time, the 2-minute time. So a smartphone is a great thing to have that day. To start each rotation, we're going to be spinning rackets. So it's basically a heads or tails. The kid calling heads or tails is going to say up or down, and he's basically guessing which way the logo on the butt of the racket is going to land once his opponent spins the racket. So after the racket is spun, if he's guessed right, he gets to serve first. If he doesn't, his opponent serves first. So then they will serve 1 ball. After that, his opponent will serve 2 balls, and they'll go in rotation 2, 2, 2, 2 until the time is up. And they're going to be keeping score once again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until time is called. And if you have a whistle that day, that's great. If not, with a nice loud voice, just yell time. Here's a diagram of how the 4 teams will be set up on the court, and also a diagram of how the kids will be playing. So we'll have 3 playing from each team and 3 waiting from each team. And as the kids are playing, I would encourage you to have them lock up their rackets for safety. So simply crossed arms across the chest, locking down the racket. Fun is our #1 priority that day, but of course safety is going to be our #1 concern. So encourage your kids to, with their rackets locked up, stand quietly and cheer on their team. So we're working through right here the 2-minute rotation. You can see the kids playing and keeping score. At the end of this rotation is when you're going to go up to the net and record the score. So you're simply going to walk up to the net at the end of the rotation and ask, how many points did you get? And he says, I got 1 and she got 2. And then that's where you will take your scorecard. Bring a clipboard that day if you can. And here you will record points from each of the 3 courts. So Team Orange there won 3 points, and the player from Team Blue won 2. Here on the next court down, the player from Team Orange won 4 points, and the player from Team Blue won 5. So you'll go all the way down the line, and you will collect the scores from each of the kids. Then after you've collected scores, you're just going to simply add up that line. You're going to total the line for each team. So right here there's 14 points and Team Orange won 9 points. So now we're ready for our second 2-minute rotation. So we're going to bring all the players off the court, players 1, 2, and 3 who just played, and we're going to bring on players 4, 5, and 6 who have been waiting with their rackets locked up. We're going to do this for each of the teams: pink, blue, green, and orange. Once all the kids have rotated, we're going to start our next 2-minute rotation. They're going to spin serves and start playing out points. At the end of that 2-minute rotation, you're going to again collect scores, and then we're going to rotate one more time. Players 4, 5, and 6 will come off of the court. Now players 1, 2, and 3 are going to come back on, but they are going to push down 1 court to the right. So Player 1 is going to push down 1 court to the right. Player 2 is moving 1 court to the right from which he previously played on his last rotation. And player 3 is going to come around, to the loop around to the court next to the net. We are going to do this for all 4 teams on the court. So bringing the players off and then bringing the new players on, and they're going to move down and play on a court 1 spot to the right from which they played on the previous rotation. So realize that when I say 1 court to the right, it's as you're facing the caution tape net. Okay, so on the opposite side with Team Blue and Team Pink, you just think of it that you're looking at the caution tape net and then you're going to push them down 1 court to the right. So if we do it in this manner, where each side is pushing 1 court to their right, then each kid will play a different kid during all 6 rotations. Also realize at this point that there will be 2 court monitors per 78-foot court. So you will just be on the one side of the net taking care of the 2 teams playing each other. Each team will play each other for 6 2-minute rotations. So in a nutshell, when teams square off against each other, 3 players from each team will play a 2-minute rotation. When you call time, you will record all of their scores from the 3 courts. They will rotate off. 3 more kids will rotate on. They will play for 2 minutes. You will record their scores. They will rotate off. The 3 waiting kids from the first rotation will come back on the court, but they will push down 1 court to the right. They'll play for 2 minutes. You'll record their score. The waiting kids will then come back on, push 1 court to the right, and play 2 more minutes. You'll record their score at the end. So this will occur for 6 solid rotations. So after the teams have played 6 rotations, we're going to switch teams so that 2 new teams are going to be playing against each other. So if you see here in the diagram, we're going to switch Team Green with Team Orange. So Team Green will play Team Blue, and Team Orange will play Team Pink. And we will go through the exact same situation that we did the first time around, 6 rotations of 2 minutes. You'll be collecting score, but this time on a fresh scorecard. After the 6 rotations, the 2 remaining teams on the court that have yet to play each other will square off. So you see here, Team Blue and Team Pink have not played each other, nor has Orange or Green. So Blue's going to come over where Orange was. Team Pink and Team Blue are going to play. Orange will swap out with Blue so that Orange and Green will have a chance to play. A fresh scorecard will be used for this rotation as well. Once all of the teams on your court have played all of the other teams on your court, you will flip over one of the scorecards and total up all of the scores for each team throughout all of the rotations. So for instance here, Blue had the most points after totaling everything up, and they had 413 points. Just record that down right there on the sheet. Orange had 398. And so on and so forth. We will then have a court runner come out to the courts and collect one of these total sheets from each 78-foot court. And it's from that we'll determine which team is the first place team from each bank, and then ultimately which 3 teams are the top 3 teams for the day. I hope this wasn't too complicated. I hope this really helped explain what's going to happen on Saturday. We'd really love to see all the kids get a chance to play some good tennis and have tons of fun doing it. If you have any questions between now and Saturday, you can contact Mandy Atkins at San Antonio Sports or contact myself, Carrie Hale, from USTA, Texas, and my email address is chale@texas.usta.com. So give me a shout if I can help you clarify anything. See you on Saturday.